welcome back. We're talking about anger, sadness, and laughter as a way to process traumatic or painful emotions. I've been talking about this with myself and other people because my love language is quality time, and I like to spend that quality time with myself and others. That's why I show myself love and show other people love, right? So I've been doing that. And I was able to explain this concept quick and dirty to my friend. And I was like, how the fuck, when I'm by myself, I can't explain this in a short way. It's like long-winded. But when I talk to you, you just asked me some really good pertinent questions. And I just was like, oop, there it is, perfect concept. Here we go. So let's get into it, right? If you need to heal from something, a lot of times a good way to figure out if you're starting to heal from it is if you can laugh about it. Think of the phrase, you know what, we'll look back on this and laugh. You know that when you're in the moment, when you're in the chaotic storm of it all, you're like, I'm in my feelings. We're not laughing about this. This is fucking serious. I do not know this. And then, well, later, some time elapses, and you're able to be like, oh, I was being so serious, or, oh, that shit was crazy, or, whatever it was. And you're able to, look at it from this other perspective. And so I started realizing, yeah, because anger is the thing has happened to you, and you're like, what? Okay, you need to protect myself. And so now you got protective mode on, and it's making you angry. And so then you can say, okay, I'm angry right now. Why am I angry? And then you'll realize it's about something that makes you sad. It's something that hurt you. So my original example that I talk about in part 2 is like someone, stepping on your toes. And so it's like, oh, why are you stepping on my toes? And then you have to realize, oh, it's because my foot hurts. Like, ow. That hurts. It's making me sad. And so then you realize, okay, what's the trauma? What's the pain? What's the sadness? How serious is it on a scale from 1 to 10 of trauma? What's going on? And how am I going to deal with this? When you get to laughter, you're basically at that point where you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to look at this from another perspective. I'm going to flip this on its head. You know what? This is a mixture of fucked up, and you know what? What's a silver lining? There could be something okay, or something kind of funny, or something I can just try to laugh about the situation. Just see it from another perspective. So this is a great way to see where you are in the processing of something. If you can't laugh about Corona, it's because you can't, because you're still so in it, right? It's not gonna be until this stuff is over that we can laugh about it. I think there was a South Park joke about this a long time ago about AIDS, where it was we can't joke about AIDS. That was really serious back in the day. And so someone was like, oh, well, after 20 something years you can joke about something. And so they realized it was the amount of years passed since AIDS came out. So they had an episode making every AIDS joke they could ever think of. And I started realizing, oh, that's why. Because when you're still in your feels, you can't hear the joke. It's not going to be funny. But if it's smart comedy, then it's going to be fucking hilarious and you're going to laugh. And the reason why I say smart comedy is when you're doing the whole perspective change. You're not continuing to stay in the old stereotypes or whatever, blah, blah. I mean, you're really poking at the concept as a whole. And so I just feel like this is something I need to share with y'all. See if you can see where certain things that make you angry, where it's coming from, what is the sadness it's coming from. So that way you can get to a point where you can look at it from another perspective and laugh on it one day. But if you're still stuck in one of those other sections, oh my gosh, it's real, And then the idea that it should be in that order, right? Be angry, then get a little sad, and then laugh about it, So yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. I love you, I love me, I love us, I love we. And if you want to see part 2, it's in the description, and it's where I'm going to go more in depth about this concept and how I feel about it. So yeah, anger, sadness, laughter. Let's process these emotions, y'all.